I have this intense urge to put Jonathan in the friend zone. Should I say biker of Bookstagram? Okay, no. Intelligent. He wears glasses. Shut up. So there is our Levi King. Nothing amazing, to be honest. I love this man. I'm married to 5 Rina Kent characters. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, first and foremost, please know that I've had a sore throat for the last 1 week, so my voice might sound a bit weird, but bear with me. Today I wanted to do something fun, and this is something that I've been wanting to do ever since I started this channel because I love Rina Kent. If you don't know who Rina Kent is, she's a dark romance author and she has written a lot of books, okay? I checked on her website and it says that she has 33 books apparently. I mean, this is according to the reading order number, you know? And last year, meaning 2023, I have read 28 out of those 33 books. So you can imagine that I'm a fan. She was somebody that actually got me into dark romances because they're so intriguing and they're really fun to read. And the way Rina writes her books is just very easy. Just the way it's written in general. It's really easy to get into. You don't really have to think a lot. It flows nicely. And the characters are really cool as well. So I thought, why not tier rank the guys from her books? Because as I said, I've read 28 and I love most of them. But some are, So I thought, okay, let's see how it goes. And I know many of my friends also love Rina's books and her characters, especially the guys. So I think it's gonna be fun, and let's see if our taste matches at all or not. I have included 5 ranks basically, and I'm gonna tell you what they are, okay? So the first one is, in my mind, we are married. Self-explanatory. They are just my favorites. They're my soulmates. I think about them all the time. And whenever I see a reel or a post or whatever related to them, I just... yeah, the first rank is for them. Now for the second one. This one is a bit tricky. It's basically would do sinful acts with. Now, you know how the character is like so perfect, but at the same time, they're not just there's just something missing. Also, they're not really your friends. You don't want them to be your friends. That's gonna be a waste. So I thought this is actually a good tier. And the sinful acts, this could be, you know, mafia acts. And also... yeah. Now for the third tier, it's friend-zoned. I love you guys, but I mean, we can't be more than friends. It's just won't work. Then for the fourth one, it's were you high? Get help. This tier is for those characters that just did something while I was reading about them. I was like, why? Why would you do that? You know, they make you so frustrated. Like you hated them, but at the same time, I don't know how to explain it. Yeah. And last but not the least, we'll use repellent for them. I don't want anything to do with these characters. I want to forget about them. They cease to exist for me, and you could say I sort of hate them. Yeah. So yeah, let's begin. This is the tier list that I made along with the characters, okay? At first I thought that I'm gonna use the book cover to represent the character, but then I thought many people would not know, you know, how the character looks like, and I thought that it's more visually appealing to look at these guys who resemble the main characters. I've also written the character's name so that we don't get confused. Well, I might get confused, to be honest. In my mind, I think these people resemble the characters the most, and I also see these people being used in reels and posts. So Rina Kent has many series, okay? She has Royal Elites, Legacy of Gods, then the Russian Bravda? What? Anyways, the Russian Mafia series. I don't know whether she has a name for that. And this other series called Empire something. And I tried to put them in order, guys from the same series together, so that it's easier for me as well, and it's, you know, easier for you guys as well. So I included Royal Elite series first because according to her reading order, that comes first. So we have our first guy, who is Levi King. So he's the guy from Royal Elite O, a book called Cruel King. Now, what are the pros for Levi? He's a good guy. He plays football as far as I remember. He's very athletic. He's sort of possessive. He's nice. I can't remember anything else. So that's the thing, like he's a nice guy, but sort of forgettable. Where would I put him? I would either choose friend zone or would do sinful acts with because man's hot. But I will choose would do sinful acts with because why not? He could still be a friend. So there is our Levi King. Nothing amazing, to be honest. Sorry. Okay, I just want to say something. If I say something bad about your favorite characters, just don't take it to heart. These are my opinion, and at the end of the day, they're all fictional, so okay. The next guy, none other than Aiden King, the man who has got Bookstagram and BookTok on the palm of his hands. He is so famous. He's got 3 books in the Royal Elite series, okay? But this whole series is a high school series, okay? As it's a dark romance, it has got bullying and all sort of nasty stuffs. Regarding Aiden, he's very broody and moody and doesn't give a damn about what everybody else thinks. Well, he's very rude to the new girl who just came to school, but he's got a past with her, okay? The smut in his books are... To be honest, when I read his book, I loved him. I loved him so much. If I had to choose one person from all the Rina Kent men, I'll probably choose him. But that was way before I read many other Rina Kent books, you know? Now, at this stage, after reading so many of her books, I'm not a fan anymore like I used to be. Like, he's okay. So I would say Aiden King definitely would do sinful acts with. He could be like where you high get help, that tier as well, but anyways, moving on to the next. We have Xander Knight. Gosh, will use repellent for them. I actually DNF'd this book. It's called Black Knight. He was so mean to the main lead female character, and the girl was clearly suffering from many mental issues, and he was just rude and saying all the nasty things. Like, I just couldn't read anymore. Ugh. Okay, who's next? Next we have Ronan Astor from Vicious Prince. He's this goofy, friendly, highly energetic guy. Everybody loves him, especially the girls. The guys are like sort of annoyed, but they all love him deep inside. You know, this type of guys like are not really my type in books. They're just so hyper and jolly and just enthusiastic all the time. I just wanted him to calm down. So anyways, Ronan, friend-zoned, yeah, like, would do sinful acts with? No, I'm good, thank you so much. Anyways, moving on, Cole Nash from the book Ruthless Empire. I really like him. Like, he's this cool, calm guy. He reads, by the way. So very intriguing, and then he's gonna say very cool, intelligent stuffs out of nowhere. So I was very excited to read his book, even though I wasn't a fan of the FMC because she was a high school bully. But when I got to his book, he was amazing, but I don't know, the book just didn't hit. Obviously, I wouldn't friend zone him. He's too hot and cool for that. I mean, I can have hot and cool friends, but he seems somebody with whom I would do sinful acts with, yeah? He likes to use ropes. If you know, you know. Now moving on to our next series, which I don't know what it's called. Our next guy is Jonathan King, Dilf of Bookstagram or BookTok. He's the father of Aiden King. So he's got 2 books. I have read only the first book. I think I rated it 2 stars. He's hot, he's a Dilf, super rich, and he's got this huge business empire. We're definitely not married, Jonathan. I wouldn't friend zone him, although he's gonna be very useful as a friend, because whenever I'm in trouble, I know that if he's my friend, he's gonna come rescue me without doing anything. He can just make calls and be like, it's done. You know what? I'm just gonna use would do sinful acts with him as well. Okay, now we have Asher Carson. So who is Asher Carson? So this guy is can I say my father-in-law? So he's the father of Killian Carson. He's gonna come up, don't worry. I haven't read his books. To be honest, I didn't care. I didn't like him in his son's book. He wasn't really a good father. I mean, he was by the end of it, but I'm gonna friend zone him. He could be my friend. Okay, moving on to the next guy, who is Sebastian Weaver. Now finally this is a guy that I really like, okay? So he's from a duology as well, and the books are called Red Thorns and Black Thorns. Oof, he's just amazing. I think he's a football player or a rugby player. I forgot what the sport was, and he was the captain, I think. But can I just say, when we reach to book 2, the plot twist, insane. Whiplash after whiplash. I'm not kidding. So good. Like the second book, so many unexpected things happen, and I'm not gonna say anything about it because you're not gonna be excited in case you plan to read it, okay? Because for you to feel what I felt, you need to go in blind. Trust me on this. Regarding Sebastian, I wish I could say we are married, but I do love you, Sebastian, but you're not. So definitely would do sinful acts with, but he could also be my friend, and in some other life, maybe we could be married. Okay, so next is Natalian Weaver. So as the surname is the same, you could imagine that they're related. I believe that he's Sebastian's uncle, Natalian. So he's the guy from Empire of Desire, I believe. I haven't read his book because his book apparently has the trope of age gap, which I'm okay with. Age gap is fine. But apparently the girl was too sunshiny and too clingy. Many of my friends have read this book and none of them said good stuff. So Natalian, where do I keep him? Well, friend zone him. I don't feel anything for him. He's just there. Like, I've read about him in other people's books, okay? Didn't really stand out to me. Next we have Knox van Doren. Knox is from the book Empire of Sin, okay? He's a lawyer. He works in this law firm and he's just so smart. He's so witty with his words. He's so confident. He's just always well dressed. He knows what he's doing. I think I'm blushing. Okay, where do I put you, Knox? I would definitely do sinful acts. And well, are we married in my mind? We could be. We could be. I would actually live happily ever after with him, you know? So he's our first guy, which goes to this tier. Congratulations, Knox. Wow, I actually didn't think that I would put him in this tier. Like, I know for sure 2 people that are gonna go there, but I wasn't expecting Knox to go. I like him that much. Even I'm surprised. He deserves it, to be honest. Moving on to our next guy. Who is this? Hydration is important when I talk about him, okay? Kingsley Shaw. Empire of Lust. Read that book. Okay, first thing first. You go right here. That's your place. I love this man. His book is called Empire of Lust. He's a lawyer as well. As I've said, I've read all these Rina Kent books, but I hardly gave anything 5 stars. But this was the exception. 5 freaking stars. This book has insane banter, strong MMC, strong FMC, the smut, guys, the smut. It has a bit of dual timeline as well because these people, they have met when they were younger. The girl, she got pregnant and then they weren't in contact for a long time, and now they are, you know, working in the same farm, and oh god, the banter. I had the best time reading this book. Like, gosh, I love this book so much. And this man, he's just... Sorry if I haven't mentioned it, this has enemies to lovers trope, and that's like my most favorite trope ever. And this book does this trope so well. Kingsley and I, we are married. We are definitely married in my mind. And anyways, I think I should keep on going or else I won't stop. Okay, so the next guy. Daniel Sterling. This is the rightful place for you. How to Kill a Good Mood. So he's from the book Empire of Hate. Do I hate him? He was first mentioned in Cruel King, you know, Levi's book, And he was such a sweetheart there. Like, you would read from Levi and the FMC Astrid's point of view, and you would find Daniel to be one of the sweetest men alive. You would actually want to be friends with him, you know? You would want him to be your friend. However, in this book, why I don't like him, he's horrible to the FMC. Now I understand that, yeah, it's, as the name suggests, it's Empire of Hate, they're gonna hate each other, blah blah blah. Obviously, after learning the miscommunication or whatever, you should be nice to her. But no, he was just nice to her whenever he was doing smut, or at the end, like literally, he was just so mean. And the things that he said to the girl, I just can't. And the girl, she suffered so much. She went through a lot, okay? Even after learning that the girl has been through so much, this guy kept on saying, oh god, such horrible things. And I just couldn't. I just couldn't. This guy, no. Please, stay away. I wish I could forget about him. Like, psh. He's like occupying this place in my brain and wasting its space. Ugh. So, the next guy... Oh dear god, I don't get a moment of peace. Adrian Volkov. He's this lead from a trilogy, basically. It's called the Deception Trilogy. It has 3 books and the plot is insane. Would definitely recommend this trilogy because the plot twists are so good, especially in the first book, I would say. But man, this guy, I sort of hated him in the first book, throughout the book, because of the way he was towards the female character. But by the end of it, you would understand why he was like that, and I actually liked him, and I'm like, oh my god, he did what he did because of this. But then the second book started, and it was basically a past kind of thing, like what happened with the main characters in the past, and it was going well, but then he was so obnoxious. So he's a member of the Russian mafia. He's very good at his job. He's very scary. He's very calm and quiet and has that broody stuff going on. And very intimidating as well. And very hot. But just doesn't know how to treat the girl right. Doesn't leave the girl with a single choice of her own. Forces her to marry him. I would say he's very abusive to her. So, no, dude. You might be hot and everything, but I understand you're the member of the mafia and you think that you are eligible to do anything, but not really. At least be respectful to your wife. I hated him for ever since I finished reading his books. But shout out to this girl. She is the biggest Adrian fan because she sees the good in him. Well, I understand that this guy has a rough past, but to be honest, most of them did. But this girl, she has been brainwashing me. So I could say that I don't hate him as I used to before. But this man, where you high, get help. He definitely needs help, okay? I would probably not use a repellent for him anymore because I have read his children's book and he's actually a good father. So you could say that he has redeeming qualities and I'm just a forgiver. Can't say the same thing about these 2 guys. Maybe Xander. I could forgive Xander maybe, but not him. Okay, then we have Kirill. We are happily married. So his books are Monster Trilogy, 3 books. So good. If you ask me again to recommend Rina Kent books, definitely I'm gonna recommend Empire of Lust, which I've said, Kingsley's book, and this series, like this trilogy. He's the Pakhan of the mafia, which means he's the capo or the leader. It's basically a Mulan retelling where he's in the army and this girl, he dresses up as a guy and joins the army, and well, nobody can guess that she's actually a girl, but does he know? And this man, Kirill, he's amazing, he's hot, he's intelligent, he wears glasses, shut up, and he reads, he's very strong, he's kind, he's very respectful, and the smut he provides, yeah. We were served nicely. He's just so different from the other characters, you know? As I said, they're all very, you know, they have their own issues, which is fine in dark romances, right? That's what to expect. But Kirill is just I don't think he has any flaws. Please, please, please read this trilogy if you haven't, because it's one of the best. Not just in the Rina Kent verse, but as a series itself, okay? Just read it. These three have me blushing. Okay. Moving on. So next we have Damian Orlov. This guy, he's also a member of the Mafia, okay, along with Adrian and Kirill. Why do I feel like I missed somebody from the Mafia? Who else was in the Mafia? Wait, where is Kyle? Wait, I forgot I didn't put Kyle in here. Dear God, how could I forget? My apologies, Kyle. I love you, but yeah, well, there you go. Happens. Anyways, going back to Damian, we have this very chaotic guy in the Mafia, okay? He's crazy. He's insane. He doesn't have his own book yet, but I do hope that Rina plans to write it. She better. Like, please, Rina, please do. If you ever watch this, Rina, please know that I'm obsessed with Damian. Whatever crumbs you provided about Damian, I ate them, I devoured them, I cleaned the plate clean. So please, please. He's just so chaotic. Like, you know, people like Kirill, Adrian, or even Kyle, they're just so intelligent and they have these serious Mafia meetings and they're just so strategic and everything. And then there is Damian saying the, I don't want to say dumbest, but he's just so fun. And you know, he's so brutal when it comes to doing Mafia business. Like, I love Damian. Like, he's literally scene stealer, as they call it. At least I think so, because whenever he comes in any scene, I go like, ah, Damian just came. Having said all that, are we married? No, definitely not, because as much as I love him, he's not really there. Because I don't know, I like my men intelligent. I'm not gonna say that he's not intelligent, but I feel like he wouldn't understand many of the things I talk about, and I would have to explain it to him, and that would require a lot of patience, which I might lack in the long run. Would do sinful acts with, definitely. We'll go to different Mafia runs and he could probably break my spine, but I'm okay. Next. The guy I forgot about, the guy I love so much, but Kyle Hunter. So Kyle is from Throne Duet. It's a duology. He's a sniper. He's quite sneaky. He's smart. He's very loyal, and he's got this amazing sense of humor. Whenever he says something, I end up cackling. Like, I'm not even kidding. And he's paired with my most loved Rina Kent FMC, Rai. She's the boss, okay? She's one of my favorite FMCs of all time, to be honest. And them together, power couple. And I love Kyle, and I hate that he's so underrated. So where do I put Kyle? I want to say we are married. Do I like him as much as I like Kingsley and Kirill? I think I do. I think yes. I think definitely. Yes, Kyle, we are married. We are happily married, and yes, we are gonna have Nikolai and the two girls. What's their name? I forgot. I forgot the names of my daughters. I'm gonna have 3 kids with him. Yeah, well. Anyways, so we just entered the Legacy of God series, okay? We are done with the Mafia business. Now we have the kids from the Mafia couples and the Royal Elite couples. So the first book, God of Malice. Killian Carson. This man is a psycho. So what happens in the first few chapters, probably the second chapter, the girl is basically trying to end her life and the guy just helps her, okay? Like, she's trying to jump off of a cliff and he helps her. Good. And she's very grateful and she's like, okay, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, if you don't go on me, I'm gonna let you go and you're gonna die. And she's like, what the hell? When I read it, I was like, what? But I was so intrigued because, well, can I just say that this guy is a med student? This guy talks about neurons and veins and arteries and anatomy in general, and I'm like, wow, I know what you're talking about. And I ended up loving him, totally forgetting what he did in chapter 2. He's actually one of my favorite psychotic MMCs of all time, but do I want to get married to him? I think I do. Yes. Like, yeah, he's crazy, but I can handle it. Can I? I'm just obsessed with this guy. Like, Next we have Creighton King. Okay, so he's from the book God of Pain. He's the son of Aiden King. He's very quiet and doesn't talk much, just eats and sleeps. I would friend zone him. He's a cutie. I love him. Like, I just get this vibe when it comes to him that he just needs to be protected. So yeah, Creighton is definitely friend-zoned. Nothing less, nothing more. Next we have Jeremy Volkov from God of Wrath. Should I say biker of Bookstagram? Okay, no. That title should only go to one guy. Kristen Kane from Darkverse, okay? He's the one who deserves that title. But I think Jeremy's there in the second position. I would definitely friend-zone Jeremy. Oops, not there. Here. Yeah, because although he's a fan favorite, he wasn't my favorite. He was described as this big guy, buffed, quiet, who's into primal kink, likes to chase, rides the bike. Stalker, doesn't really stalk to be honest if you compare Zayd level stalking, but definitely a good friend. He's one of the best male friend one can have because the friendship that he shares with Nikolai, that's really nice to read. Like, I'm not interested in anything else. Definitely not married. Sinful acts with him, no thank you, I'm good. He uses and stay away please. And regarding the chasing part, I think to be honest nobody does it like Sebastian. Now we have Landon King. You know those characters who shine in everybody's book but something happens to them in their own book? He was very sweet. Now, he wasn't portrayed as a sweet character from the beginning, okay? He was portrayed as a, I don't know, a psychopath, troublemaker, picks on fights for no good reason, and you thought that you're gonna get so much more, but I was very unsatisfied with his book, to be honest. In the next books, he totally redeemed himself, and I really like Landon. He's amazing. He's so fun, and I would definitely do sinful acts with him. It's gonna get us into trouble, but it's gonna be fun, isn't it? So the next book is God of Fury, okay? So we've got two characters here, Nikolai, and the next guy is Brandon King, okay? Nikolai is the son of Kyle and Rai. So Nikolai is just another troublemaker. This mini version, I'm saying mini in terms of age, mini version of Damien. He can be very intimidating. He does all with whoever he feels like, and he never wears a t-shirt because he's very confident about his body. I mean, you do you. For me personally, I'm just gonna put him in friend zoned because that's how I see him. He's a good friend, yeah? Now, from the same book, we have Brandon King, who's the brother of Landon and the son of Levi. He's this very timid guy. He's shy. He's very insecure. He feels like his brother hates him. I mean, Landon did give him reason to think like that, but they all sort it out later, okay? It's a brother thing, it can happen. How I feel about Brandon is, as to be honest, how I feel about Creighton. He's just somebody that I feel the urge to protect. He's very sweet, and I think he's paired up so nicely with Nikolai. Like, they're so opposite, and they fit together really nicely. I love them. So he's definitely friend-zoned as well. Next we have a guy who's so famous and his book is not even out yet, okay? And that's none other than Eli King, the son of Aiden King. Insanely famous. So his book is gonna come in June. It's called God of War. I'm really excited to read his book. He made several appearances in other people's book, okay, from Legacy of Gods, and he's just so charismatic. Seems very intelligent, mysterious, very good with words, funny. But the thing is, his book isn't out yet, so I can't say we are married without actually knowing him or knowing his point of view. Because, for example, see how Daniel was in other people's book. I loved him, but in his own book, well, he's down here. But from whatever I know about Eli, I'm gonna say would do sinful acts with, definitely. Yeah, so definitely not friend zoning him. He's too cool and fun to be just friends. But yeah, we're not marriage material either together, so not yet at least. Let's see what happens after June. Last but not least, Remington Astor. As the surname suggests, he's an Astor, meaning he's the son of this guy, Ronan. So Remington doesn't have his book as well, and Rina confirmed that she won't be writing his book. He's also very similar to Ronan. They sort of serve the same purpose in the friend group. Chaotic, sleeps around, sunshiny. You get the point. It's the same way I feel about Ronan. I'm gonna friend zone him. Yeah. And if he had a book for himself, then maybe I could have said more. But since he doesn't, I can't really explore, to be honest. Okay. Seems like I'm married to 5 Rina Kent characters. So first we have Knox, then Kingsley, Kirill, Kyle, and Killian. All of them, their names, they start with K. Actually, I knew this from before that, you know, I like all K Rina Kent man, but now that I'm seeing it like this, I'm just gonna look into it and see if there's anything I would like to change. To be honest, I didn't think that I would dislike Xander this much. Actually, you know what? Should I put him in Where You High Get Help? I think I will. There you go. Yeah, but this guy, he needs to stay here. I have this intense urge to put Jonathan in the friend zone. But okay, whatever. I think actually this is a good list. Wow. Anyways, that's it. I had a lot of fun doing this, to be honest. And thank you so much for being here and watching this. And let me know your thoughts, okay? How you think about these characters and whether you would put them in different tiers. Anyways, I'm starving right now, so I'll go get some snacks. And thank you again for watching this video. See you again in the next video.